Hi, everybody, and welcome back to Aamsuntitledpodcast. I'm Am. Hi, if you've never met me before, it's so nice to meet you. Welcome to my Percy Jackson dedicated podcast. I recently started a new series on my podcast, which is the Best of Percabeth, in which I talk about my favorite Percabeth moments in the TV show and in the books. So far, I've done the first four books and half of the last book. But in today's episode, we're going to be talking about the best Percabeth moments. So this is part two and the last Olympian. I highly recommend you guys going in and listening in to my previous episodes before you listen to this one. So let's get on with it. Let's get started. I'm really excited. Let's do it. The first Percabeth moment that I wanted to talk about is the scene where Annabeth sort of is about to fall. Basically, the bridge to Olympus collapses and she was falling, and Annabeth is basically in danger. And Percy says the quote, "Annabeth was not going to fall." In other words, Percy was not going to let her go no matter what. And I thought that was really interesting because it sort of mirrors Mark of Athena, which is the next few books that we're going to be talking about. So we're going to be talking about the best Percabeth moments in Heroes of Olympus next. But I thought that moment was really important. And I don't know if Rick does it on purpose. And if he does, he's a genius. I'm going to assume he does it on purpose and he makes these connections. But holy crap, that moment was like, yeah, that's when you know, like, that they're gonna be together forever because they just refuse to let each other go, and I love that. The next Percabeth moment that I wanted to talk about is the scene where they're sort of stood in the Olympian throne room, and of course Luke is there, and Percy says the following quote, which is, "My only thought was to keep him away from Annabeth." Like he knows that how much pain Luke has caused Annabeth, and he just wants to do anything to keep her away from harm, whether that's physical harm or emotional harm. Like he just wants to protect her no matter what. And I think deep down, Annabeth feels the same way about him. And it's just you're finally seeing Percy. I think the only time he really feels vulnerable is, of course, like at the beginning when he lost his mum. In the first book, well, he thought he lost his mum, and like when it comes to Annabeth, like he's very vulnerable when it comes to people he cares about. And of course, the idea of anything happening to Annabeth, just he just can't, he can't let anything happen to her, and I love that. Um Oh gosh, and there's a similar idea in this next bit, which is the scene where Percy stands between Annabeth and Luke, and the first thing he says is, "Don't touch her." Like he hates Luke for all the reasons. Of course, Luke tried to kill him, he betrayed camp, he's caused this massive war, but the main reason he hates him is because of the pain that he's caused Annabeth. And I love that he's so possessive and so protective of her. And it's not in a toxic way. Like the way he stands between them, it's just, "You've hurt my girl long enough, like I'm not gonna let you do it anymore." And oh my god, so cute. So cute. I just to explain it. It's just like I swear, my heart melts in these moments because I'm just like, wow. From what they were in the Lightning Thief book to what they've become in this book, The Last Olympian, is just, as a Percabeth shipper, like this is what I've been waiting for, and now it's finally happening, and it's just like, oh wow, 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 wow. Love you, Rick. Love you. You're amazing. Um, the next scene I wanted to talk about is the scene where the gods have proposed to Percy, um, that you know he could no, no, this is not. Is this that moment? No, 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 this is not that moment. Sorry, I got confused for a second. So this is the scene where, of course, Luke is dying, and he very honestly asks Annabeth, um, "Did you ever love me?" I think that's what he says to her. And like Percy's looking at her for this answer, and the quote is, "She looked at me like she was drinking in the fact that I was still here, and I realized I was doing the same thing. The world was collapsing, and the only thing that mattered to me was that she was alive." Oh, soon, soon. I'm actually like I'm getting flustered just talking about them because they're so cute. Like they just love each other so much. I swear, Rick one day is gonna give me a heart attack because these two are just so unbelievably cute. And I think this is the moment where they know that they're it for each other. Like there is nobody else that can come into their lives that could give them the same feeling that they give each other, which is so cute. And Annabeth just tells him, I didn't love you. And I think it's such a moment of relief for Percy because he's just like, yes. He's like, I've been waiting for her to say that, and now she's finally said it. Oh, cute. Guys. The shipping heart can't take it. Oh, I love them so much. They're so good. Now this is the scene where I just got a bit confused, so you just have to bear with me a second. So basically, the gods have offered to make Percy immortal as reward for basically saving Olympus, and um, Percy is sitting there thinking about the time where he thought he lost Annabeth because she was going to be a huntress, and the quote is, I'd been on the edge of panic thinking I'd lose her, and now she was looking at me pretty much the same way. She's worried that he was going to abandon her for immortality, but you know what? He loves her so much that he turns it down. Oh! I remember, like, when I read that in the book for the first time, I was like, I think I cried. I'll be honest, like, I think I cried in that moment because I was just like, wow, the guy turned down an immortal life to be with a girl, to live his life out with the one person he knows for a fact he wants to be with forever. Oh my gosh, guys, these two are my Roman Empire. Well, not Roman, technically Greek, but whatever, it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, like, that was such a big thing. There's nothing too big that Percy wouldn't turn down for her. The guy turned down an immortal life for her. If that doesn't say I love you, I honestly don't know what is. Oh, Rick. Oh my gosh. Wow. What a moment. That was just like, ugh, that did it for me. Like, if I wasn't in love with Percy before, I definitely was now. I was just like, wow, my gosh. He's so good. So good. Probably the best male fictional character that has ever been written. Honestly, they're just, do you know what Rick has done, right? He has raised my standards of finding a guy unless they're like Percy. My God. That's the way somebody should love you guys. That's all I'm gonna say. My God. Wow. The next scene made me laugh, and it's one of my favorite Percabeth moments. Is I've got the entire quote written down because I love it so much. It's basically where Percy and Annabeth are on the beach, and it's his birthday. And she's given him a blue cupcake, and they're just talking. And I've got the full quote. I'm going to read it out. So she raised an eyebrow. You got something to say to me, seaweed brain? You'd probably kick my butt. And she's like, yeah, I'd kick your butt. And, he says, I brushed the cake off my hands. When I was at the River Styx, turning invulnerable, Nico said I had to concentrate on the one thing that kept me anchored to the world, that made me want to stay mortal. Annabeth kept her eyes on the horizon and said, yeah. So, in other words, like she can't look at him because he's doing what she's been waiting for. Like she wants to hear him say it, and I think she's worried that if she's looking into his eyes, he's not going to be able to say it. Oh, that's so funny. And then he says, "Then up on Olympus, I said, when they wanted to make me a god and stuff, I kept thinking, oh, so you so wanted to, and well, maybe a little, but I didn't because I thought." I didn't want things to stay the same for eternity because things could always get better. And I was thinking, my throat felt really dry. I know what he's trying to do. Like, I get it. Like, he's trying to say something romantic, but he can't say it. It's just one of those things where, like, we always shoot Percy for not being able to express how he feels. But I think they just have one of those relationships where words are just not enough for the relationship. And I love that. Love you, Rick. You're amazing. And then Annabeth is like prodding him. This is what I would do. She's exactly like me. She's like, anyone in particular? Like, she knows what he's going to say, but she just wants to hear him say it. Annabeth asked, her voice soft. I looked over and saw that she was trying not to smile. He knows that she's pulling his leg. And he says, you're laughing at me, I complained. And she says, not. And to be honest, I would as well. Like, if the guy couldn't say it, I would be laughing as well. And he says, you are so not making this easy. Like, bless him, he's really trying to put his heart and soul out to her, and she's not making it easy. But in all this time, in all the time that they've been friends and been in like this sort of situationship. Like she's never made things easy for him. And then and then the quote is, then she laughed for real and she put her hands around my neck. I am never, ever going to make things easy for you, seaweed brain. Get used to it. I love that she knows how to keep him on his toes. I love that she makes him question everything and that she's so unexpected. Like he never knows what she's gonna do, and I love that about their relationship. It's so funny. And I know for a fact that he wouldn't have a relationship any other way like that. And, this is the moment that I've been waiting for. My Percabeth heart is so very much happy. And, she just kisses him. And I was also like, oh, wow. It's like, it's one of those things where, like, you get really excited. I'm so sorry. I feel like I just burst somebody's eardrum. I'm so sorry. It's just like, wow. They are just, yeah. My God, everybody needs an Annabeth and everybody needs a Percy, is what I'm trying to say. And then, of course, all the campers who have been waiting for them to be together decide to push them in the lake, and they finally get their underwater kiss. And oh my God, oh, my cheek is hurting from smiling so much. My gosh. And I love that the camp are all fellowshippers as well. I love that they've been waiting for them to be together. I'm glad we're not the only people that have been on the edge waiting for Percy and Annabeth to get together. And the book comes to an end with them both racing down Half Blood Hill. And, it's just one of those things where it was like, I was finally happy that they might get their shot at happiness. And I was so happy for them. And every single time I read this book at the end, I always cry. Like, even though I know what's happening, like, it makes me sad. And I'm just like, wow, it's one of those endings where it's very bittersweet. Like, you love that you've been waiting for this ending, but it's also sad that it's come to an end. And oh my gosh, it was just great. So yeah, let's just sort of round this off. This first part of the, well, no, technically second part of the Best of Percabeth series. The first part was, of course, the TV show. So my final thoughts was that the Percabeth ending did not disappoint. I love you, Rick. It is the best slow burn ever created, and I'm so honored that I was one of the people that was exposed to this world when I was, and I'm so lucky to have seen their love story unfold. Like honestly, they're just chef's kiss perfection. I honestly love Percabeth with my whole heart. And I cannot wait to share my favorite Heroes of Olympus moments with you guys, because I promise you, the moments just get better and better. Like I was reading Chalice of the Gods, and there's moments in there that were just absolutely swoon worthy as well. So I can't wait to share those with you. I would really like to know what your guys' favorite Percabeth moments are, because I feel like everybody's going to have a different opinion. And I love that. Like I can't wait to discuss it with people what their favorite moments are. Do you know, I just want to end this off by saying that I believe that Percabeth is the greatest love story of all time, because you can see the progression of their relationship from strangers to rivals to acquaintances to friends to best friends and eventually lovers. I love them because they are so wholesome, so real, so raw, and so grounded. And I think the reason why people resonate with them is because of those reasons. They don't have unrealistic standards of love. And that's why even my unromantic heart loves them to bits. You know, they have one of those relationships where you can't help but get invested, because you just want to see where things would end for them. You want to see if they get the happy ending that they deserve. And we still don't know what their ending is going to be. Of course, Rick is still working on the last two books. I've heard that he's finished Wrath of the Triple Goddess, which will hopefully release in September. And I'm so excited for that, because technically we're already in July. So it's 2 months that I have to wait for this book. Um, and I love them in Chalice of the Gods as well. And I hope that we get to see them get married and have kids, because that's just going to make me so happy. I'm going to feel like, one of those grandmas that are just watching two people that I've always wanted to be together. And I'll probably just cry by the end of it, but I love it. I love that the other campers were also as equally invested in this relationship as well. They all know what's up. They're all Percabeth shippers, and I love that. I just want to say a huge thank you to Rick for giving me such a high standard of a man expectation, because he created a character like Percy, and it taught me that I shouldn't settle for anything less than a Percabeth kind of love. So thank you, Rick, for giving me two incredibly special characters that melt my heart every time I read them, and just for creating an amazing love story that I think everybody who has read it has experienced a great honor by reading it. I'm so lucky to have experienced the magic of these two, and I hope that, of course, as the show goes along, we get to see more of them. And I hope that the show invites more people to read the books so the books get the love and appreciation that they truly deserve, because it's unlike any series I've ever read before, and it is my favorite book series of all time. And when I have kids in the future, like, I cannot wait to share the magic of these books with them. Like, I can't wait to share this with my sister. Like, I'm waiting for her to get a little bit older when she actually sits and reads these, and I can't wait to read these to her and just give her this magical experience, because it's just, oh my gosh, wow, just, I don't even know the word for it, but these books were so nice. I think I'm getting a bit choked up. Sorry, guys. These books were so nice to have on a bad day, because you could just get lost in this world, and it just proved that no matter what difficulties you have in life, like, everybody is special and everybody is a hero in their own right. And I love that. My main message for this part of the series is being that don't settle for anybody less than a Percy or an Annabeth, and never settle for anything less than a Percabeth kind of love. I wish that for everybody. And yeah, this has just been, honestly, one of the best experiences ever. One of the best reading experiences of my life. Probably the best reading experience of my life ever. So yeah, thank you so much, Rick, for creating this world. And I can't wait to see what you do with the next few books. I will be pre-ordering them. And to be honest, I think my copy of Wrath of the Triple Goddess is already pre-ordered, and I will be reading them pretty much as soon as it comes out, because I'm so excited. But yeah, if you guys haven't read the books, I highly recommend reading them. You will not regret it. They are absolutely amazing. And yeah, just watch the show. The show is great too. I hope we get to do all of the first five books at the very least for the show. I can't wait to see what they do with it. I'm so excited for season two. I wish the entire Percy team, Walker, Ari and Leah, Rick, Dan, everybody who's involved, the best of luck. I will be watching as soon as it starts streaming on Disney Plus. I don't think I'll have the patience that I had last time to wait for all the episodes to come out. I think I'll be too excited. But yeah, I wish the entire team all the luck. And yeah, that's all from me for now. Next episode, I'm going to be talking about. I do have an episode plan, so I'm not making this up. My top 10 first Beth moments in the first five books, and then we're going to move on to Heroes of Olympus, starting with Mark of Athena when Percy and Annabeth are reunited. So stay tuned for that. Don't forget, my episodes are available to stream on my YouTube channel and on Spotify. Follow me there. Um, don't forget to follow me on Instagram and Threads. It's at Aamsuntitledpodcast. Feel free to DM me any questions, content recommendations. And I will see you guys in the next episode. Mwah! Bye!